Alright everyone, welcome back to Call of Duty, and in this video I'm going to kind of go over the best settings you can run. We're going to talk about sensitivity, dead zones. I'm going to talk about aim assist and kind of explain how aim assist works in this game, because it's very different than most games, especially if you're coming from like Fortnite or any other battle royale. The aim assist works differently in Call of Duty than it does in other games. So I'm kind of going to explain how the aim assist works, and then just the best settings in general to run in this game. So first thing I'm gonna do is show you guys my settings, because I don't run like anything crazy specifically, but I just kind of want to show you what I run, and then, you know, because a lot of this is preference, but I'm kind of going to explain everything as I go along. So the bullet layout and the stick layouts, I run the default, and I recommend that you probably do, unless you're already used to it from a different Call of Duty. I probably would stick to the default one. Dead zone, I have it zeroed out. Dead zone basically means the range, you can see it says range in which stick input will not be registered. So basically, the higher the dead zone, the further you have to move your analog stick for the actual in-game to react. So if you're in-game and you have your dead zone all the way down, little tiny movements, like I'm barely moving my analog stick, but you can see the little movement it's making. So it kind of reads it, so you can make finer adjustments on your shot. If you have a higher dead zone, you can't do what I'm doing right now. You see this little like short movement to the head. If you have a really high dead zone, you have to really hit your analog stick, so it's hard to make those fine adjustments. So I recommend getting used to running very, very low dead zone. I completely zero it out, and it really helps with the finer adjustments on shots and helps you just hit more shots in general. Sensitivity wise, I don't run a high sensitivity. I run 8.8, which is fairly like medium. It's not low, it's not slow, but it's not fast either. I don't really touch the ADS multipliers at all in sensitivity wise. I just kind of leave it where it is. In terms of sensitivity, this is based completely on preference. You have to just kind of mess around with the sensitivity and feel what is best for you and what you are most accurate with and what you like the most, because that you can't really look for somebody and say this is the best sense to run. It's up to you to find out what the best sense for you is. Everybody runs a different sense, so you just got to figure out what is best for you. Now, the aim response curve type. This is a little bit confusing to people, because like, what is aim response curve type? Basically, it adjusts the interaction between your controller's analog sticks and movements in game. So basically, what happens is, it judges how much. It's kind of like the dead zone. Judges how much movement there is when you're with your analog stick to your aim. So I normally run standard, and by and large, most Call of Duty players run standard. Very few people run anything else like linear or dynamic. Most people run standard. I would recommend probably sticking to standard. Personally, that's my choice. But again, if you can mess around with the other two and kind of see what's best for you and what kind of works. Control vibration, I personally have this disabled. The reason I have it disabled is because when there's vibration, it can be hard to control your like recoil, or it can affect your gameplay. So I just have it off because it's not really needed. Aim assist, there's different types of aim assist. Now the aim assist in this game works very, very different than most aim assist. So I run precision, but I'll show you mostly other aim assist. So I'm going to show you it without aim assist. So this is without aim assist. I'm top screen, by the way. So if you see when I go across, you see that, right? There's no, it just goes across. Boom, 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 just goes across, right? No aim assist. Okay? Now, the way aim assist works in this game is different than most other games. If you come from Fortnite, for example, the way that aim assist in Fortnite works is if you're a little bit off to the sides of somebody, right, and you ADS, it snaps onto their head or onto their body. In this game, it doesn't do that. I can be just off the side of them, and it won't, it's just there. That's where you ADS. See how it doesn't go to them? It just stays there. The way that aim assist works in this game is it has like a slowdown around the body of whoever it is that you're aiming at. So if you see right now, I'm not slowing down. Like if you look at my stick, you see how it slows down right there? I'm not doing that. I'm keeping the same speed as I go across. That's how aim assist works. It helps you get on the body and stay on the body a lot easier. So for example, if I'm over here and I'm going up and down about as fast as I can on my analog stick, you can hear it, right? And you can see how much it's moving, right? If I do that, you can hear it. Now if I get on the body of someone and I do the same movements, it doesn't, you can hear it, it doesn't go as far, right? That's what aim assist does in this game. Aim assist makes it so that you can get onto a person and it's easier to keep your shot on because your aim slows down like that. That's how aim assist works. So that was the standard aim assist. There's three types. There's standard, precision, and focusing. Precision is strong slowdown that kicks in when you're closer to a target, which is best for accurate players. And then there's strong aim slowdown that kicks in when narrowly missing your target, best for new analog gaming, as you can read there. I'm just reading what it says. Basically what it means is precision, what it'll do is the box around the player in which the aim slows down is smaller. So it doesn't actually kick in until you're almost right on the person, right? So your aim is a little, if your aim is a little bit better already, this is the best one to run, because when you are closer to them, it'll slow it down. But if you're a little further away, like out here, it won't, where the other one did. If you do dynamic focusing, sorry, if you look, you see where the slowdown starts. It slows down much further, and it slows down also a lot more. It's a lot slower than the other ones. I'm not slowing that down, it's just doing it. But you can see where the slowdown starts. Let's see if I can actually show you. Right there. It starts right about here. Where in the other one, the slowdown started about right here. So basically it shrinks that box. What that basically means is, if you have better aim, you can snap onto people a lot easier, because it won't slow down as much until you're really close. And it'll help you keep your shot on them a lot better. And this is as well for sniping is good, because when you snipe, you want to be able to like snap quickly. Like if you're over here, you want to be able to snap onto them quickly, right? So if you have it for if you have it on focusing, which is the bigger circle around the player, it's gonna slow down like around here. So you're gonna have to really drag it across to get it onto the head of the person, right? Where if you have it on precision like I do, it doesn't slow down until you're almost right on them. So you can basically get it right to their head super fast once you get used to it. So aim assist is different in that way in this game. Most people think, oh, it's like aimbot. It isn't, because it's not like in Fortnite, where if you're like in Fortnite, if you're like right here with somebody and you go like this, it'll like snap to their body, right? It'll like move closer to them. In this game, it doesn't. If I'm watch this, I'll be right off the side of his head right here. Aim in. I'm not. Well, I'm too close to his head there. It's just natural weapon sway. But like, you look right here. Look, I'll put right next to his head. Aim in. I'm not on his head. Look, that's a miss. I'm not gonna hit. Even though I'm right next to his head, I'm not gonna hit that shot. It's not gonna snatch onto them, because that's not how aim assist works in this game. Aim assist, like I said, is different in this game, and that's just the way that aim assist works. So my recommendation is precision. If you can get used to using precision, that's best for you to use. If you're really, really new, you can try focusing, but I would recommend, if you're really new, just to stick to standard, and then eventually when you get your aim improves and you see that there's improvement, switch to precision and just try to get used to that, because it's definitely the best option. At least it is for me. Maybe it's different for you, but personally I think that's the best option, to go with precision. Weapon mount, I just have it in regular, which is the ADS and melee, and that's how you mount. The movement, I just have enabled so that if I just move, it'll disengage weapon mount. Basically, you have it disabled. The only way to unmount is to un-ADS. So I have it enabled because I want to be able to just unmount quickly by moving or whatever. Slide down behavior, I have it on hold. Some people have it on toggle, which is weird. I don't know. I personally don't know anybody that has it on toggle. Basically, this just means that in order to ADS, you have to hold the button. Toggle means if you tap it, it'll ADS, and you got to tap it to un-ADS. I wouldn't recommend running that. You're gonna want to be able to snap on and quick ADS, so you're gonna want to run hold. Equipment behavior, same, just press hold. This is to cook weapons, like grenades. If you put it on toggle, it's same thing. You gotta tap it, wait till it's done cooking, and then tap again to throw. Where if you just hold it and then throw, it's way better. Reload behavior, use and reload behavior. This one is big, especially if you play a lot of Warzone. If you play Warzone, put it on contextual tap. It comes on tap to reload. Don't do that. Put it on contextual tap. What that basically means is, if you have nothing that you're trying to pick up or use or whatever, and you tap the button, you'll reload. But if there's also things you can pick up around you, weapons, like in Warzone, weapons, loot, or whatever type, ammo or money, or you want to use like the buy station or something like that in the area, you can just tap really quickly and you'll do that. You'll pick it up, you'll open a door, you'll do whatever. You don't have to hold the button for anything. And if that's the case and you want to reload in that situation, let's say you want to reload but you're like right next to a door, or you're right or you're like in loot, looking at loot, but you just want to reload really quickly, you can just hold the button down and it'll reload every single time. It won't do anything other than reload. So I highly recommend you use contextual tap, especially for Warzone, because you don't want to be standing there holding square to pick up a gun. It's better just to tap it, grab it, and go. So trust me, you're gonna want to use contextual tap on that one. Depleted ammo switch, this basically just means when you run out of ammo, the weapon will auto switch to your other weapon. Yeah, turn that on, because if you run out of ammo, you don't want to be stuck there like, oh crap, I have to switch, and then press the button to switch. Just, it's unnecessary. Slide behavior, I have this on hold. Some people have it where you can just tap while you're sprinting to slide, but that kind of can mess with your crouching like abilities in terms of when you're running. If you want to run and just crouch really quick, you kind of can't. If you hit the crouch button, you're gonna slide, and that can mess you up. So I personally like hold better, but I understand if you want to have tap on as well. Auto move forward, yeah, I wouldn't recommend this for anybody to use ever, but that's something that people do, that I've never actually seen people run, but it's always been in the game, and I don't understand why that's there. Same for automatic sprint. This, I mean, Fortnite has it, and I run auto sprint in Fortnite, but this game is very different than Fortnite in terms of being able to crouch and slide and all that. You want to be able to do that, and be able to like slow walk so they don't hear you, and ADS walk so they don't hear you. If you have auto sprint, that's a lot more difficult to do. Parachute auto deploy. This is good to have disabled, but I personally haven't gotten used to it yet. It's good to have disabled because auto parachute will open up a lot higher than if you have it disabled and you let yourself drop really close to the ground and then pop it open. I'm still trying to get used to doing that, so every once in a while I'll turn it off, but for the most part I keep it enabled. But if you can run it disabled, then I highly recommend that you do run it disabled. And then we'll go to sound really quickly. I run dynamic home theater, but this is mostly for Warzone. If you run, because the way that this works is that basically all those like super loud sounds, like the plane, or like like if there's a airstrike going down or a cluster strike, those are kind of lower, and then you hear the like more minute sounds, like people using a buy station or people reloading a weapon or footsteps. You hear those a lot more clearly because they're a little bit elevated. So I really like this sound a lot better for Warzone in general, and for just the game in general. I've been running it and it's been really good. I've been able to hear the footsteps really well, and I haven't had any issues with that. Let me just make sure there's anything else really quickly that I need to. Oh yeah, world motion blur, weapon motion blur. Disable both of those. World motion blur basically means if you do this, the world will blur, right? Don't do that. It's gonna mess you up when you're trying to quickly flip around and look at people and stuff. Don't do that. Don't do that. And weapon motion blur, it basically means your weapon blurs when you do this. Also don't do that, because it's going to make it harder for you to hit shots. You want to keep that as clean as possible. Minimap shape, square. Run it square, because as you can see the difference bottom and top screen, the square map is bigger. You see more than you do on the bottom map. So you want to run the square map, especially in Warzone, so you can see more. That's definitely the one you want to run. Anything else other than that? Not really. Okay, I think I've gone through everything. But yeah, put the music volume down and your dialogue volume down as well, because you don't want to, I mean, you want to be able to hear like enemy UAV overhead or something, but like at the same time, you want to be able to hear everything else going on and not just the freaking voices. So lower it a little bit so you can still hear it, but it's just a little more faint so that you can hear the other sounds better. And music is just unnecessary. You're just hearing the super loud music in your ear the whole time. Just put that way down. You really don't need to. Keep the master volume up, the effects volume up, and you'll be good. Other than that, I think that's pretty much all the settings and everything that I wanted to kind of touch upon on this video. If you guys have any more like tips for me personally, leave it in the comments. Let me know if you want to see anything else in terms of tips and tricks in this game. I will gladly help you guys out with that if I can. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and check out the Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, the Relays Plays. Yeah, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one.